So this is the story of how I caused a divorce. So I'm a boudoir photographer and I have so many great clients, and unfortunately sometimes their partners are not so great. A lot of insecurity out there. So anywho, I am literally at the movies and I run into the bathroom before the movie starts and I'm walking to the bathroom. Mind you, it's the middle of the day on a Wednesday. Why am I at the movies at the middle of the day on a Wednesday? Because I wanted to be. I had time. I figured I might as well. But I walk into the bathroom and I see someone and I'm like, I recognize you. And you know the point where like you see someone and you're like, you look familiar, and they see you and they're like, you look familiar.
I know that feeling, yeah. It's a very awkward feeling because you're trying to work out who they actually are and how you've seen them before and why they are familiar to you. So I do get that. This story is awkward already. But yeah, it's the fact that she said, why is she at the movies on a Wednesday night? Well, on a Wednesday, it was daytime. She's just clarified that, but that's funny. Funny but awkward. Let's continue, see where this goes.
You have that moment of, I definitely know you. And I was like, oh my gosh, hi, client. And she's like, oh my gosh, hi. And I was like, how have you been? You know, the usual pleasantries. Mind you, I really have to pee. And so she is like, oh, how have you been? And I'm like, good, I got engaged, recently. And she's like, oh, I saw on your story. That's awesome. Congratulations. So I'm like, well, how have you been? She's like, well, the divorce gets finalized on Friday. And I'm like,
what do you say to that? Imagine if someone's like said that to you. The divorce is getting finalised on Friday. That's awkward. That's so awkward. I wouldn't know what to do. What do you say? It's just her. It's just her like facial expressions as well. While she's telling the story. That's what's getting to me as well. But yeah, this sounds really like shady though. It doesn't sound like it's gonna end well. Let's see what she's gonna say.
So I'm like, okay, well, congrats, maybe? She's like, yeah, well, I learned a lot of things, and it actually all started because of my photo shoot. So, and I'm like, oh. And mind you, like, I'm just trying to pee and get to my movie. So I'm like, okay, text me the details because I want to hear this story, but whew, what happened? So part 2, whenever I get it.
This isn't what I think it's going to be, is it? So if this title is, how she caused the divorce, is it her that's in? Well, she must be involved, right? Like it's her. She's the woman. I don't. Okay, let's just go back on this. So she's having a conversation with this woman at the movies, and she desperately needs to pee. That's what we've left out of this. Oh no. I mean, that in itself, like regardless of what they're talking about and stuff, if you need to go, like if you need to pee, then that's I can't, like that must be so uncomfortable because you're gonna have to wait till they're done like talking to you and stuff, and then you have to really properly compose yourself. I wouldn't want to be in her situation. I really wouldn't, although I really want to hear what the other side of the story is in like the next bit. But yeah, very, very weird. Yeah, let's have a look. I'm interested to see like what other people are saying about this because I'm kind of confused at the moment. I don't know what to think. Yeah, I need a part 2. Everyone's going on about a part 2. Yeah, we definitely need, because she's kind of cut it off like really early on. Do you know what I mean? So we need the rest of the story to make our opinions about this. So one's saying, my husband has framed one of mine and it's on our bedroom wall. It was his wedding present and he loved how confident I felt afterwards. He said it's the best thing we've spent money on. Divorce is so sad. Like that's all I'm getting from this. And no matter I wouldn't really, because I wouldn't know how that feels like because I'm not married. I've not been divorced or anything like that. So I couldn't say too much on it. But it's just what's got to me is the fact that she's seen someone familiar. She needs to pee, but she can't because she's talking to this woman. And the woman's talking about the divorce. And yeah, I think lots of people are getting divorced nowadays, aren't they? Like, what's the statistic on it now? I think it's like, was it 50-60% of marriages like end in divorce, something like that? So it sounds like it's becoming some sort of trend, getting divorced or just splitting up from your partner. I don't know. Very sad. I don't like stuff like that at all. Doesn't sound great. And it's to be fair, like, if you think that you've caused a divorce, or you know that you've caused a divorce to happen, why would you have caused it in the first place? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't get things like that. I really don't. But, you know, that's life, and that's how some people work, and, you know, you either understand it or you don't. I, in this particular situation, don't understand it, like I've just said. But yeah, it's what it is, and it's just upsetting. Don't like it. Don't like that at all.